He was on the youngest member of Martin Luther King Jr.'s staff, and he has been in marches and he's been arrested hundreds of times, and he has just really fought for people's right to be who they are, not to be discriminated against, not to be rejected. And he felt so strongly about what you guys were doing and what you were going through when I brought him in here the other day. They are having a dedication service in Washington, D.C. this weekend that was postponed, but he was there at the Million Man March, the March on Washington. He was there the day that Martin Luther King delivered the I Have a Dream speech, and that dream is still in his heart, it's in my heart, and we know that it's in your heart. Yeah. And rather than going to Washington, D.C., he knew that Martin Luther King Jr. would rather be here with you. It's not about a monument. It's not about Washington, D.C. It's about our freedoms in America and what we have a right to. And he's going to speak to you about civil rights. He's going to talk to you about his experiences, and he's going to speak as loud as he can. Just bear with us, and then if you got questions, he's happy to address them. This is Reverend Peter Johnson.
I love what you all are doing. I just love what you all are doing. We were supposed to leave for Washington, D.C. for Dr. King's dedication, but we decided to stay and spend some time with you, because if Dr. King was alive, he'd probably be sleeping in one of these tents here. Yeah. So it's more important that we take a stand with you all. I wanted to come and talk to you all about nonviolence and civil disobedience, but I want to take some time talking some about history regarding the civil rights movement and the anti-war movement, and about students. I joined the civil rights movement as a student. Jesse Jackson was a student. Julian Bond was a student. Congressman John Lewis was a student. We were all students, just like you all are. And students changed America. There's no more colored and white signs because of what students done. You all have an opportunity to change the destiny of our nation. What you all are doing is very, very, very important. The whole world is watching what you all are doing. So I want you all to take this real serious. What you all are doing has an opportunity to change the destiny of our nation. The first time I lived in a tent city was in something we call Resurrection City. We built Resurrection City in Washington, D.C. to bring poor people to Washington so the world could see America's poverty. That's why we done that. That was the first time I lived in a tent city. We built Resurrection City on the Washington Mall, and that's where we stayed. And we brought poor people from all over America, black, white, Hispanic, Asian, American Indians, from all over America to Washington to show America her poverty that she would prefer not to see. The second time I lived in a tent city was in Miami, Florida. We built a tent city in Miami, Florida to picket and disrupt the Republican convention. We all went to jail. I've been in jail more than 100 times. Some of you all may end up having to go to jail. It is all right to go to jail for justice. Yeah?
Yeah.
Jesus went to jail.
Yeah.
For poor people.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's all right. Now, I want to talk to you about how important nonviolence is. And the reason nonviolence is so important, because it is better to change America and make America like us than for you all to become like America. Y'all understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't become like them, make them like you. Yeah? It is better to have compassion for your enemy than to slap him back or spit on him back. We were demonstrating in Birmingham one year, now we were picketing somewhere. No, this was in Louisiana. And the Ku Klux Klan was picketing across the street from us, where we were picketing. And one of them walked across the street where I was, and I had my sign hanging around my, and he stuck his hand out to shake my hand. So I leaned over my sign to shake his hand, and he spit in my face. What you think I done? I went and washed my face with soap and water because I could wash that off my face. What was in his heart, couldn't wash that with soap and water.
Right.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So I didn't spit back up on him. I just turned around and went and washed my face and told him that I forgive him for that. To this day, he still stays in touch with me. Because of your actions, you can change that kind of behavior. But if you allow them to pull you down where they are, then you become just like them. The city of Dallas may make a decision to come run y'all off of this park. If they do, be peaceful. If you go to jail, we're gonna figure out how to get you out of jail, here.
Yeah.
Some of us will go to jail with you, here. Because not only is this your fight, see this man here? His name is James Fonterberry. He works for the city of Dallas sanitation department. He's a garbage man. You know how much he makes? Minimum wage. You know what kind of benefits he gets? None. You know how hard it is to be a garbage man? How hard he has to work? How bad he smells when he come home in the evening? To make minimum wage. To keep our city clean. Anybody with any sense know that that's unfair.
Yeah.
That is unfair to do this to people, to do this to families, where families work and can't pay their bills and can't take care of their bills. That is unfair. And the message that you are sending is letting the nation know how unfair this is. Your being here is forcing our nation to discuss greed and corporate greed. We wouldn't be having these discussions if y'all wasn't here. Why you think we walked from Selma to Montgomery? We didn't need no exercise. We were just like y'all, young people. We walked from Selma to Montgomery to get the attention of our nation so we could talk about voter registration and the right to vote. The march from Selma to Montgomery was to capture America's attention so we could have a discussion with them and force the nation to discuss voting rights. Y'all being here is forcing our nation to discuss corporate greed. We wouldn't be talking about Wall Street and how illegal the banks are if you all weren't here. You're forcing our nation to take a look at our nation regarding corporate greed. That's the only reason we're discussing this issue in the nation right now, because of your courage and your ability to make this sacrifice, living in tents, nonviolence. We can win if you all remain nonviolent.